What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Joseph Williams here at jawsfit. Please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about burning calories, and this is going to be the first video in a series of videos that is going to be just going over fat loss and what is the best way to lose fat. Today we're going to be talking about post-exercise calorie burn. Now, I'm sure some of you are like, what is post-exercise calorie burn? And basically, what that is there's this theory, and it's not just a theory, it's been proven, and there's a lot of studies out there on it, and we're gonna go over some of those studies here in just a bit. But there are a lot of articles out there that talk about when you exercise, when you get finished exercising, your body's actually gonna burn more calories when you're not doing anything, just as long as you've exercised in the day, and that is on top of the calories that you burnt during your exercise. Now, first and foremost, I want to go ahead and iterate that I am a firm believer that losing weight starts in the kitchen. If you want to start losing fat, you need to start focusing on your nutrition. I'm not going to say diet. Diet's a terrible word. We're going to say nutrition. You need to focus on your nutrition. That being said, this video series is going to cover strictly losing fat via exercise, assuming diet's a bad word, assuming your nutrition is on point. So let's go back to this extra calorie burn post-exercise. Do you burn more calories after exercise than you do if you hadn't have exercised? Yes, but is it worth it, and is it that many calories? So it's all dependent on a few things, guys. It's all dependent on the intensity of the exercise, the duration of the exercise, and what kind of exercise it actually was. So let's go ahead and start with intensity. Basically, the higher your intensity, the more calories you're gonna burn post-exercise. Now, everyone exercises at a different intensity. What is high intensity to me might not be high intensity to you. What is low intensity to you might be high intensity to me. So everybody determines intensity different. This particular study that I'm going to mention was done in 1993, and they based the intensity off of the VO2 max. VO2 max is defined as... So what they did was they took male and female individuals, and they made them exercise for 30 minutes at different intensities of 40%, 50%, and 70% of their VO2 max. At the absolute highest intensity, the men only burned 140 extra calories post-exercise, and the women only burned 120 calories post-exercise. So we're talking 30 minutes of cardio at 70% of your VO2 max. That's pretty intense. I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have done that. I hate cardio, and I hate cardio at a high intensity, but it does have its place, and it is very helpful for a lot of people. Now, moving on to duration. Pretty much the longer you exercise, the more you burn later on. So for example, this study in particular was done in 1987. They took individuals and they exercised them at 70% of their VO2 max for 20 minutes. Post-exercise, they only burned an extra 55 calories. They also took the same individuals at 70% of their VO2 max and made them exercise for 40 minutes, so double the amount of time. They only burned 73 extra calories post-exercise. 73 doesn't sound like a lot, especially considering you just doubled the amount of time that you were exercising. And then lastly, they exercised for 80 minutes, still at 70% of their VO2 max, and they only burned an extra 160 calories. Sorry guys, I found out I had an issue with my microphone, and that's what's causing all the stupid noise. So, new mic, hopefully it's better. So yeah, you're exercising for 80 minutes and you're only burning 160 calories. It's not really a lot. And then lastly, there was a study done on intermittent exercise. One of them was done for 2 25-minute sessions, and another was done at one 50-minute session. The 2 25-minute runs were performed at 70% of the VO2 max, and the one 50-minute run was performed at 75% of the VO2 max. what they found was that the two 25-minute runs actually burnt twice as many calories as the single 50-minute run. And then the last thing I discussed was resistance. So what they did was they took resistance training, which is just a straight lifting workout. They took circuit training, and they took aerobic training, so just a long distance run. They found out that lifting heavy weights actually burnt more calories post-exercise than circuit training, and circuit training actually burnt more calories at rest than aerobic training. The real message here, guys, is can you burn more calories after your exercise than you normally would if you hadn't have exercised? Yes, but it's really not that much. I mean, we talked about numbers ranging from 50 calories to 160 calories. Guys, 160 calories is not a lot of food. That's less than a cup of oatmeal. That's less than your small fry at McDonald's. It's not that much. What they have found is that muscles burn more calories at rest than fat. For instance, if you have more muscle on your body, let's say that you are 10% body fat, your body is going to burn more calories just sitting here watching TV than you would burn if you were sitting and watching TV if you had 20 or 25% or even 30% body fat. Your body isn't going to burn that many calories because it doesn't really take a lot to sustain that. However, as previously mentioned in another video, when you have muscle mass, it takes a lot of oxygen and a lot of energy and a lot of metabolic energy to keep that muscle going. So, if you are going to choose anything to help you long-term burn more calories while you're not exercising, I would suggest resistance training. You don't have to do it every day. You don't even have to do it 5 days a week. You could do it as little as 3 days a week. Just as long as you're stimulating your muscles to the point that you are having growth in those muscles and you're decreasing your body fat percentage by increasing lean muscle mass. If you have more muscle on your body, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, if you are just sitting at your desk, you're doing homework, you're watching TV, you're going to be burning more calories than you would if you didn't have any muscle. Alright guys, that's all I have for you for today. Please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to look out for the next video on fat loss, and we're going to be talking about steady state cardio.
All the pain.